Welcome back to Project Highrise, everyone. I am PyroFalkon. You are watching PyroFalkon's Let's Play Extravaganza, where it's your Let's Play 2. In the last episode of Project Highrise, we started a scenario where we need to get a whole bunch of government offices into our building, but it's going to take a while before we qualify to even have some of those offices. But for now, we are going to talk about a couple of the things that bug me about this game. And remember, the game, Project Highrise, is in a beta state as I play this, so some of these issues may not even be issues by the time the game actually releases in late summer 2016. So the first thing I've noticed is we are out of power connections. This symbol doesn't mean that it's unhooked with power, just that we don't have enough electrical generators down in the basement. Now, the way generators work, if you do simple math adding these up, the larger electrical connection machines cost more upfront but cost less or equal per day than the smaller ones. So for example, just simple math here, 3 small ones give us 30 electrical connections at a cost of $750 a day, but a medium one gives us 50 electrical connections, also at an upkeep cost of $750 per day, but simple math tells us that's actually a better saving. Now, the problem is, in order to build a new switch box, you have to either destroy your old ones or just leave them in tandem. And that's one of the things that kind of bugs me about the game. I kind of wish they were expandable. I wish you could have, like, an electrical transformer, say, you could reserve, I think that's 4 tiles wide. That even a small one took 4 tiles wide, and you can simply click it and upgrade it for a smaller cost. Because the way we are now, let's see, this little button here shows reports, and we can click a utilities report, and we see that we have 30 electrical connections right now. We've only used 31, so it's good to have at least 50 so we have room to expand, sort of like the telephone lines. So, back to utilities, we can pull that off with just a single medium one. But again, the medium one costs $2,000 to build, and we don't get any money back for destroying things that we already have. So unfortunately, even though I'm doing that, I don't get any money back for it, and I just have to plop down a new one. Now, he's only pissed because he's not had electricity for a few days now, I believe. I've been running the game for a few in-game days, so he might move out, but that's fine. We'll replace him if he does. But anyway, so this one is 3 tiles wide, and eventually I'll need to expand it again, make it 4 tiles wide, but I'll have to destroy it and then build a new one, and that kind of chaps me. I kind of wish there was an expandable one you didn't have to do that. Also, referring to last episode, we start to see some of these buildings are run down. You can kind of see the paint peeling off the walls, just looks a little dirtier. These are run down. And we can click this wrench to specifically target which units to renovate. But better than that, we can go to our maintenance office, click the maintenance office itself, and we can re-renovate all the offices, restaurants, retail apartments, or just everything all in one fell swoop. But we had plenty of money for that, and as we get more money, this gets a little tedious. And as I said in the last episode, I wish there was simply a switch in the maintenance office that allowed your maintenance workers to operate and do those things on their own. The maintenance office, I believe, requires a phone line to operate anyway, so what's the point of having a phone line if they don't get called to go do things? So that's just a little interface thing that I think would be useful to add. What I've been doing in my other plays is simply at midnight when the money comes in, I just tell the maintenance workers to renovate everything that they need, and that's it. I just make that part of my daily routine, but I still wish it was a little bit more automated, because as the building architect, especially once our building gets really, really big, I think it's a little pointless. And then my final gripe, I promise it's my final one because, again, I love this game. I really enjoy it. I did get the game for free, but I really enjoy it and have been wanting a game like this for a very long time. but I cannot be blind to some of the things that bug me about it. And one of the things that bugs me about it is the lack of unpredictability. Once you know how the game ticks and operates, once you know how you make money... Yes, thank you. Once you know how to make money, once you know the pacing of the game, it's a little too easy to fulfill your objectives, especially given the fact that in the scenarios you don't have any time limits. So, that said, one of the things Sim Tower did back in the day was it had some unpredictability in the forms of fires that could break out, or VIPs who would come to your tower turret, and if they liked it, they'd give you some money. If they didn't, I think you lost prestige, something to that effect. So that's what Project Highrise currently lacks. There are no fires. There are no VIPs who show up. There are no bomb threats, as scary as that might be, and I don't know if the developer would want to do that, but there are services you can buy. That's what's in this little cardboard box icon. And that includes, way down the list, security services. But all of these services are only switches, so to speak. Like, the security service doesn't do anything itself. The temporary staffing service doesn't do anything itself. Right now, the offices that we have in our building require copy services, present and operating, and courier services, present and operating. But they don't do anything. They're simply buildings. They exist, and your people, your offices, use them as they want to use them. So it feels like kind of a wasted opportunity to me. I would think that they would want like a fire suppression service, or maybe the building security service actually needs to go catch bad guys. Now, obviously, I don't want this to turn into a Die Hard situation where we have terrorist attacks taking over the top 5 floors every other day because the game gets bored, but maybe we have, the occasional criminal element who steals from the stores, because you can eventually, and we might even do this in this scenario, you can eventually make retail stores, including large retail stores that take up multiple floors, like Macy's or JCPenney or whatever is in downtown New York that I don't know about since I'm some dude from the middle of rural Ohio. But anyway, so, there's going to be a criminal element. Maybe they take a few things, it affects their profits, it affects their happiness, so you want some security in place to make sure it doesn't happen. Or you have fire suppression areas. Back in Sim Tower, I think you needed a fire suppression area every, say, 5 to 10 floors, otherwise a fire would just obliterate your entire tower. That's the kind of unpredictability that would help the game in the long term. But, that said, again, just to reiterate, the game is a blast. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Don't take any of these criticisms as me completely slamming the game. I just want the game to be even more perfect than it already is, because I love it. I want to love it more. So, now that that's out of the way, and I've spent almost half the episode blathering about it, you can see that we now have 2 prestige, because at the end of the last episode we only had 33 population. Now we have 40 various office workers. So now we have graduated to building medium offices, and I believe the medium offices will help get us some influence points, because we have no influence right now. Medium offices obviously take up more room than small offices, but house more people. So we're gonna go into high speed until our couple construction workers finish this hallway, and then we'll start pushing for that. Meanwhile, we still need, let's see... Oh, we almost have the law office count we need, but I believe medium offices can have law offices also, so we should be in good shape. Medium office. And come on, guys. There we go. Medium office. Slow down for a second so I can build another wiring closet. It's another thing, like, nothing really ever explodes in the game, for better or worse. Like, your wiring closets always work, your maintenance people never have to deal with it. Again, there are never fires in the game. This is the safest building I've ever seen in any sim game. And it makes for a relaxing game, it makes for a great background game. But in the long term, there's a little less unpredictability, especially in Sandbox, because in Sandbox, you know, you're pretty much good to go. The way the scenarios work, it's basically do this thing, but with a limitation. And also fun, very fun, just not very unpredictable. Alright, so now we have that hall hooked up with electricity and phone. And there, legal offices. There we go, 4 potential tenants. Oh, but they don't want to move in. Okay, so we have the prestige, but we need a greater variety of medium restaurants, a greater variety of cafes, and a greater variety of small stores. My god, you people need a lot of things. They also need janitorial services, file storage services, and catering services. You can see down there they also need copy services, but we already have some, so we're good there. So that's what we're going to aim for. I'm going to have these guys finish this hallway anyway and mark off those offices. It costs you nothing to mark the place for an office. It just costs you money to build the office. So let's get this built. I need to expand out 4 more tiles, and I don't think I can. Nope. Oh, I'm at my limit. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm just going to leave that there then for a second. Okay, whoa. Yeah, if it looks like I'm having trouble controlling the camera here, I promise it's not. Like, the camera is totally fine, the controls are beautiful, WASD is a thing. I'm playing this with a broken hand, in case you guys are new to the channel. First of all, welcome, and thank you for checking out my channel, but as I record this, I recently broke one of the fingers of my right hand, which is my dominant hand, so I'm using my mouse with my left hand. Sometimes I have to take my hand off to actually use WASD, but right now it looks a little wonky, and that's only because I can't play it very well. Which is kind of funny, because I actually emailed the developer about this, and as the developer said to me, the nice thing about sim games is you can often play them one-handed. And this one, indeed, can be played one-handed. It's just a little slow sometimes. So I'm going to build a couple more cafes here, since that is what is in demand. Let's see. Who's going to pay me the most money? Jones Bakery and Cheryl's Bakery. Screw it. Let's just do both. That'll be our greater variety of cafes. So now we can click back to the office, click the legal office, and see, yes, you can see those X's are now gone. The only X's left are needs a greater variety of small stores and needs a greater variety of medium restaurants. So I think we should have a floor that is specifically for stores and restaurants. So let's add another floor, and you can see our money is kinda, whoops. That's what you get when you're using your mouse with your non-dominant hand. Anyway, we're going to have to kind of plan around to get those medium restaurants and stores. So it does say medium store as well? Is that what that said? Medium restaurants. Oh, small store. Okay, so the small stores, we'll just make a layer of small stores up here once the construction workers deal with it. As far as the medium restaurants go, what do we need? We need 3 prestige for a medium restaurant, which we can get at 60 population. Okay. I may have to kind of influence that a little bit. Not with the game's influence, but let's see. I'm trying to think here. Oh, sorry. So the populations, I may have to build some different offices, or just more offices in the short term, just to make sure that we have some more population, because each of these little offices holds 1 person, and each of these little stores holds 1 person. But your population count is based on the total number of people in your building, regardless of what they're doing. So once we finish this hallway and put in some small retail stores, I think we'll be good to go. Oh, you've accumulated enough buzz to start a media campaign. Yes, thank you. That is also explained in the tutorial. Basically, this buzz, which is a little happy face, lets you give a quick, or not a quick, but a temporary boost to one aspect of your building. You can click in there. Right now, we can only afford one of 4 to help boost apartments, which doesn't help us, obviously, infrastructure, and so on. They don't do a huge effect from what I've seen, but some of them are necessary to unlock some of the more upper-level stuff. It is what it is. Okay, let's build some small retail stores. I have a whole floor of them. Okay, right now I'm doing this for measuring purposes. Okay. What we'll do is we'll put a wiring closet here. Alright. So we have food and beverage stores, portable electronics, books and magazines, drug stores, flower stores, wine and spirit stores. And when the game says, as you see here, needs a greater variety of those stores, it means it by category. So, although we could put, say, all 3 food and beverage stores, it needs a better variety than that. That wouldn't help us very well. So, since we're gonna do government offices here, let's put in some booze, which needs a storeroom. Okay. I always forget to do storerooms. So, storerooms are in your construction area here. And it's just a single building, or room rather. I'm going to expand this out, so that's, what, about 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 tiles? Let's see. Oh yeah, there's another interface thing I wouldn't mind. I don't know how easy it would be to program, of course I'm not a programmer, but to be able to like click a building or office and say, expand out to this distance. That would be nice, because I want 1 too many there. I'm a perfectionist, especially since there is sometimes a limit on how many, tiles you can go. I like being able to get that precisely. Back to double speed, and it's going to take our peeps a little while, because they're still busy working on that hallway. Perfect. 5 stores. We'll do 5 different kinds once we get our storage bays open. In fact, I'll make another one here because I didn't have to do that. Because we'll make a storage bay down here as well. And a wiring closet here. And a plumbing closet here. And an elevator here. Because each storage bay holds exactly 4 bays. Or rather, each storage room has 4 bays. And I believe each store needs 1 bay. So 5 stores, 5 bays, 2 storerooms. You can see there, 1, 2, 3, 4. So while our construction workers operate with this down here, we will put in these stores. So, need a food and beverage store. Quick shop and 4-7 shop, both will pay the same amount. Okay, we'll put in the quick stop. Portable electronics store. They all pay the same, so sure. KCOM wireless. And books, news, magazines. Midway magazines, why not? We'll skip the drug stores but go to the flower stores for when the government agents inevitably cheat on their wives and have to make up for it. Romano's, flowers and plants. Good. And then one final one here, which is a wine and spirit store. So I can't build it yet because of the storeroom, but that will get built shortly, and I just need to hook everything up with electricity. So again, I'm cheating to save myself money, since there is that bug in the game where if you do every other wire, it still works. So you're essentially wiring your building at half cost. Which, again, I'm sure once the developer sees this video, that bug is going to go away. But I'm going to take advantage of it while I've got it. Build, build, build. Build, build, build. Wait, where's I only see one. Oh, there's the other construction worker. They're beside each other. Durr. Alright. Oh, you need a phone service? Okay, phone service for you. It would probably save me time in the long run if I just wire everything with electricity and... Did I skip a tile? Oh, I did skip a tile. Oops. It would probably save me time in the long run to just wire everything with electricity and phone, but I'm lazy, and that's especially true with when I'm doing this for the channel. So we're going to wrap this up as soon as we finish building all of these stores, and then I'm still having fun, so I think I'm going to do another episode, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Please let me know in the comments if you want to see more of Project Highrise. I guess at this point, and I should have known I was going to do this anyway, I will finish this scenario out on video. There may be some time skips once things start slowing down a bit, but if you want to see more scenarios, please let me know in the comments below, because I will play the crap out of this game and show you everything there is for you to see. I promise. And wine and spirit stores. There we go. Wines of Bordeaux. Sure, why not? So our office building is much bigger than it was when we started, but of course there's still a long way to go if we're going to get, what, 400 people in here, I think was the requirement? Yeah, 400 office workers, so it's going to take a while. Well, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode.